to try and just limit what I say in it. Like I was going to say, the title is who do I think I am? And then I've got can I just read out the beginning part of it, or would you rather me just do the summary of the whole thing?
Just a summary of the whole thing is good.
So yeah, I've got an intro there about, if somebody is to ask you who you are and how we're products of our background, etc. And then in this downloadable book, these are the things that you're going to learn about. And then I've got an overview of very, very brief, much briefer than yours, and I don't know if it's too brief. Are you what you do? Only about 3 or 4 lines. Are you what you have? Again, and are you your role in the family? And I added a bit more. Are you your personality? And are you what you look like? So 3 to 4 lines of each of those. And then I haven't gone into the detail of these. I've just started because I only started today. Are you what you do? So it's again about the change in men and women's work in the workforce, that kind of thing. The breadwinner versus the one at home. Then are you what you have? I was going to write about 10 lines on each of the others. And then something that you thought perhaps don't include, but I feel as if I've asked all these questions, are you this? But in fact, I was saying after that, all these questions can be hard for us to understand because intertwined with all our beliefs is our perception of what others think we are. So instead of having a separate topic of are we what other people think of it, I realized that all the other topics that I raised today, we're all influenced by everybody, or our perception of what we think others think of us. So then I've said the good news is that we are more than all these things, so I'm tying it all together, more than all the beliefs that we have built up about ourselves since we were born. And then I go into that there's a deep core, a deep knowing inside of us that we often don't stop, that's really important. However, life gets in the way. We don't stop and reflect on it. And then I just go into, and these are our deepest core values. And then I then say that I'm going to go through a process of helping them discover what their main values are in order to discover more about who they truly are.
Okay.
And I've got another throwaway for them later. I've got another, after this leads on to a little workbook about how they discover why they're not living to their highest values. So that's just a summary.
Okay, so the work we did in April, that hour and a half,
yeah,
you written that up at all? Have you gone back and had a look at that video?
I looked at all those things, and as we were talking, I was writing really quickly, and so I just wrote down at that time that all I could get out of it was there's steps involved, like I haven't got them right here, I can go and get them, but about step 1 and then have a kind of a grid, or to put all those things into boxes and things like that. So I felt that I was following the first part. I felt like I was following it because it was like the headline, then the overview, and then I'm looking at yours too, and then yours had all the steps, 10 steps, but mine aren't steps, are they? They're like 6 ways we look at ourselves.
And that's totally appropriate. So if you go back to remembering what it was, if I'll just share my screen and we can go back and just have a look. Where am I? Desktop 1. And then I'll share. See if I can get. So can you see the PowerPoint?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So just as a bit of a refresher.
Yeah, good.
Because, and this is the...
I've got this somewhere, haven't I?
I've just sent you a PDF copy of it. You would have the PowerPoint as well, but I've just done a PDF copy for you. So this goes through why you want to do it,
What did you send it? I got that little, oh, that was a link, was it?
That was a
Yeah.
PDF file, which actually has got the PowerPoints, all the PowerPoints in it.
And was, it had a little arrow, and I pressed the arrow, and then it just took me to your you know, a whole lot of names that said sent. But anyway, it will probably be, I'm sure it'll be there.
It's in your Messenger. I only sent it just before I sent the Zoom link.
I saw it in Messenger, and it said about a PDF, so I clicked on the little arrow there.
Okay.
And that just sent me to a whole list of different people's names.
That's odd.
I know, but then the next one was I think was the actual link, wasn't it?
I sent you the link to the PDF file.
Yeah, okay, look, I'll just follow up. That's okay. So, yeah. So picking
this is in the PDF file. You might not be able to, where are we? You might not be able to access it through your iPad. Remember we had that issue?
Oh, okay. I'll just...
Have you written anything into a Word document, Suzanne?
No, not at all. I've been away and then I've been sick. So all I've done is handwriting.
Okay. So what I want to do then is maybe we'll do a quick refresher.
Yeah.
Because I won't spend an hour with you, because I think what we need to do is just refocus on what you need to do with the information that you've got already.
Yeah.
Because the next step is then looking at how you actually format it, how you put it together, where you get the photos or the images from, putting quotes in. And that's where I thought you were up to, because we spent an hour and a half in April going over the content. So what I'm going to do is go over here with you now.
But to be honest, Adair, I didn't really have in my mind all the content.
Yeah, but that was, we did a lot of brainstorming about that.
But I just still didn't feel as if I had the essence of,
yeah.
I didn't write it all down. I was trying to, but see, I've got bad handwriting troubles, and I just, as I was refreshing and looking at all my notes, I didn't feel as if I had very much meaty stuff to write down. So that's what I've got to do.
And that's the beauty of having the recording, because you might need to go over that probably 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Because we unpacked quite a bit of stuff, and we delved into some different things and looked at, I felt we had some really good conversations about it. So
yeah, I think at the time my mind was probably focusing on my workshop more than anything too. But we did write I did write some things down. It's just, I haven't given a lot of thought since then.
Yeah. So what I'm going to suggest is we do a quick recap of the process and the format, what needs to happen, and then you go back and listen to you have to sit there. Here's a hint. If you access it on YouTube, because I've sent you the link, I can send it to you again.
All right.
You can listen to it on 1.5 speed, so it actually goes a lot faster. So you might have 45 minutes instead of an hour and a half. It's our unconscious mind takes in information quite quickly.
Okay.
So you'll find that you will listen, if you listen to it and make notes as you're listening, you will absorb a lot more unconsciously than what you would if you listen to it on the normal speed.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's a little hack for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and it will save you time, and you'll retain the stuff a lot better.
Okay.
All right. So you're cool that we proceed like that?
What's that? I
said you're cool that we proceed like that?
Yep.
Okay. So I'll just run through this again. I don't know how I'm going to go tonight. I might have to go and get some throaties or something so I can get through the hour webinar tonight.
You know what I find? The blue, even though they don't last very long, the blue strepsils anaesthetize your throat quite well for a while.
Yes. Well, it's
But
not sore. That's the thing. It's not sore anymore. It's just not there.
hard for you. The other thing I was going to say, because I felt like I wasn't completely happy with what without connecting it to the values, I didn't feel as if I had enough there. I wasn't satisfied. So now that I feel as if I will include them. I feel as if I can get the whole process going better now.
Okay, that's cool. I just want to just remember the purpose of it, and we can go back a couple of steps to, like, when you do a book, you can put whatever you want in it. But what the purpose of this is a marketing tool. It's a free giveaway. You are looking to, if you send someone a 20 or 30 page document, they're just going to go overwhelmed.
Yes.
So just keep that in mind. So 5 to 15 pages, absolute max.
Actually, I noticed that yours was about 16 pages
Mine,
and then very small writing. And I wonder whether, personally, I'm not as keen on the small writing, but
yeah.
I will keep it down to, 12.
And I know I found that really, really hard, because it's just to get it down to that. There's a real art to that. And I did it overnight, which was just even crazier. But to get the key points in, and for people to be able to take actionable steps or give information that's going to be meaningful to people, the shorter the better.
Yeah.
So
I found that your book was just so packed with information. It's fantastic. And I feel as if mine is kind of like, yours are facts and mine is a bit very like value judgment. So
they're two absolutely different things.
Yeah.
So, and I'm working with other people to do like personal development stuff as well. I'm wondering if it might be worth, I don't know if Fiona's published her second one yet, but she's got 5 ways to combat fatigue, but the one that she wanted to do was how to look after yourself when you're caring for someone with, a rare disease.
Mm-hmm.
But what you've got, it is absolutely subjective. But what I've got is also subjective, because there are some people who look at what I've got and go, well, I'd never do it like that. And that's totally fine.
Yeah.
So
I say things like about men being the main breadwinner before the 60s and things like that. And I thought, I just hope that somebody's not going to say, well, that's not true, all that kind of thing.
Well, look, if you're putting it out there, people will disagree with you. And when you've got people disagreeing with you, you go, yes, because it means that you're putting yourself out there. If nobody's disagreeing with you, then you're not doing anything.
Okay.
But what you'll find, Sue, is that most people you resonate with, they'll come along for the journey. It was like when you ran your workshop, and congratulations on that, by the way. That's awesome.
Oh, thank you. Yes, but the thing is, dear, I've got another workshop next week. I haven't done enough preparation, but hardly anyone's coming yet. And, so it's gone from like 19 last time, but I know I got a few supporters too.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to freak about it, because it's going to be in my own home. And I think if nobody turns up, they don't turn up. But I'll do my best to market it.
You did a good job last time, and you do have to hustle. It's an outside of the scope of what we're doing here.
Yeah, that's right.
It does. It really does take a lot of consistent action over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And I guess like that. If you're thinking about, if you link it back to the code breakers, yes, and what we went through with the last boot camp, and just keep thinking, who would you like to? You've done your avatar. What's her name? Rebecca.
Yeah, that's right. You remember?
You go and you look for your Rebeccas on Facebook, and you stick them on your back veranda. And next time you run one, you're sitting there waiting for Sue to invite them.
The funny thing is that there's a girl who couldn't come to my workshop. She's she's 30. And anyway, independently now, she's wanting half-hour counselling sessions over the phone.
Okay.
And then today, there's this Russian girl that did come to the workshop, and her husband wants to have a counselling session as opposed to coaching. So it's sort of coming out of diverse areas, you know,
you just don't know, and it's really quite exciting because there's no linear path. You know,
Yeah.
I've had people come up to me when I was in the US. I had people come up to me and give me a hug and say, "Oh, thank you for doing the Friday Facebook fix. It's really awesome. I've been up."
Wow.
So yeah, it was really cool. And I go, I'm inspired to keep going. But I'm like, they haven't met me, I didn't know they existed, but they're hovering in the background.
It's wonderful, Adair. Yeah.
And you can do this stuff too. And when we do the TV channel as part of the Code Breakers, you'll be able to have your own section. And then people, like, most people stalk. Like, they just hover in the background and they don't do it or say anything. So it's
just quickly on that, there are two things that I'm playing around with, and I guess you're going to tell us a lot more about it. But two ideas I've got. Either, like at my workshop, people all said that they all thought that my voice was really great for meditation and guided visualization, and I love doing that to music in the background. But I didn't know if that's enough of a TV visual thing. That would just be me talking through things and explaining and then doing a guided visualization, or about tips for bringing up children, which I've had a lot to do with my counselling and all that.
I don't think it's an either or, Sue. I think it'll be your slot, whatever you choose.
Okay.
And you can fill it with whatever you think your people would want to see or hear. Now, I know Linda, she does a Monday morning meditation every Monday morning, 6:30 a.m. Darwin time. And I was just thinking, you know what, we could probably have 20 people on there doing meditation, just sitting there, just doing guided meditation for people. And if you wanted to do some guided meditation, you could just jump onto the My Time TV and hook into whoever's.
Yeah.
So you could do that, or you could do something that's a bit upbeat. You would do maybe mix it up in different slots, different weeks, because there's always going to be new people coming in.
Yeah.
Repeat a program, even if you had a similar program that you ran, like 4-week rotations or something. I don't know how it's going to look. I don't know how it's going to end up, because no one's done this before.
Oh, I really admire you, Adair, for taking the bull by the horns and just getting started straight away like this. This is fantastic.
Well, it's scaring the bejesus out of me, but I figure if I don't do it, someone else will.
I know.
I was talking to Jeff Adams, who is he's the talking head for BeLive.tv when I was in the US. And I spent a couple of hours chatting with him and picking his brains about how it all works. And I'm hoping that because I've established a relationship, and if I can get people to use BeLive, that they might make me a brand ambassador for it. But I've got to have some runs on the board first.
Oh, yeah. Well,
and then I can bring back special deals for my people who are involved, and everybody wins, so.
Well, that's great that you've got him on board.
Yeah, well, made a connection. He knows who I am and he knows what I'm planning. But I don't want to do too much until we're actually up and running, which will be next week. So
exactly.
So anyway, I could talk forever on that, but that's not why we're here. I just want you to remember, like you're saying, you want it to be meaty. It doesn't have to be juicy meaty.
No, I do understand that. I thought rather than just ask questions, who are you? That people can go, oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, oh, that's interesting. But I just thought they might need a little bit more of a giving, because I've got so much info for lots of books and.
All right, so let's look at it like this. What you can do is you've got the thing, you wanted to do the unpack your values. So I would suggest have your 10 or 15 pages, and then when you go to do that unpack your values, what you do then is you would exchange your book, the ebook, for an email address, and in the next email you would give them that opportunity to say, here's another thing that you can use that's going to help your life. And you can give them some really good stuff. So the first few emails that people get from you have really great content, and they've got valuable tools that people can use. So you're not giving it all away at one thing. You're giving them enough to digest, and then a bit more to digest, and a bit more to digest.
Okay, so you saying don't even do about unpacking your values in that first one at all? Like, you're fairly strong about that?
I'm suggesting, this is your book, so you can do whatever you want. I'm just suggesting is that you would maybe refer to it.
Okay.
But if you've got a process that you take people through, don't do it in that book.
All right, all right.
You can have it as a separate document, because that actually adds value.
All right.
So people can have a look at this and have a quick skim over and go, wow, this is cool, this is really what I need. And then the next day they get an email saying, and here's how you unpack your values. You might do a little video with a template or something for them.
I've never done a video, to be honest.
Wow. I think you need to join Tony Everard's live video conference group.
I am in that,
Yes.
but I've been too scared to do anything.
Oh dear. Okay.
But I did do my workshop, and some of that was videoed. But there was one really good part which I didn't put up on Facebook yesterday, because it actually said about, some people might say I was in an abusive marriage, and I realized, I don't want to make that public. So, but the rest of the content was, I look confident and everything. So I kind of, I feel as if I should try with Tony and do a meditation or something like that, or just get started.
Mm-hmm. Just get started.
So now that first workshop was like the biggest, like World War I, really, like I just put everything into the preparation and couldn't focus on anything else. But now I will. But I hope you understand that I'm not very good technically. Like I don't know how to do Zoom. I'd like to be able to do Zoom.
Let's reframe that, because out of every single person I work with, Sue, everybody started at the same point. No one was born knowing this.
No, that's
You're
true.
a teacher, you're an educator, you know how people learn, and you also are smart enough to reframe that, and you can go, I'm becoming tech savvy. So I will ask your permission to pull you up on that when I hear you say it.
Yes. Oh, definitely. Because that's terrible that I even said that, because I pick other people up on it.
No, we can be our own worst enemies. In fact, I do it to myself, and I give people permission to pull me up when I do.
No, I'm glad you do. It's just that, say, when people are talking all about Facebook and everything, I'm one of those, as you know, I'm a note taker, because I can't retain it, so far, I'm learning, like all my friends think I'm way beyond them in tech stuff, so it's just a matter of learning and focusing on it.
Yep.
But I'll do
one thing at a time, and one day you'll wake up and you go, I don't know why it's a headache. and then there'll be something new to learn. So expect that, and you won't be disappointed.
No, that's very true.
All right. So let's just get back to here.
Yeah.
So just know why, keep in the back of your mind why you're doing it.
Yeah,
I struggled with that, and I knew I wanted to make my chance to publish something really quickly, and I can get as much information in, but then I had to pare it back and pare it back and pare it back.
Yes. And I feel like I haven't got a lot of information to give. That's the thing about this particular topic.
But that's probably good, because if you write it down and it's 5 or 6 pages, and here's a challenge. What I'd like you to do is to actually get it from note form onto Word.
Yeah.
Flick it through to me and I'll have a look.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right. So there's two actions that you can take. You can Do you listen to the video? I shall send you the link.
Yes.
Resend the link. Video link. Now you listen to it on 1.5. Do you know how to do that?
No. What's that?
I'll see if I can do some screenshots so you know exactly what you need to do.
All right, thanks.
Listen to it at 1.5 pace, and then as you're listening to it, fill in the gaps. Pardon?
What do you about 1.5? Listen to.
You got to listen to it on fast. Not so we sound like chipmunks, although that is funny.
Is this a YouTube video?
Yes.
Is that right?
I'll show you. I'll show you now. And then it's recorded.
Okay.
And let's go. Are you watching the screen? I might have. Can you see YouTube up there?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is recorded. So now you go. I think one the private coaching sessions. Let's go. There we go.
If there's anything more on that one,
So now this is what you need to do.
Sorry. Oh yeah, I've just lost you. It's my fault.
Okay.
I can hear you, but I can't see you now. Try
All
again.
right. So I need you to see if you can get the picture back.
I can hear you now.
You can?
Yep.
Okay. This is what you need to do.
Oh, you're moving.
I'm what?
You've gone frozen.
No, that's because I paused it.
Okay.
See that?
Yeah.
What I want to show you is see this little wheel down here with the settings?
Yes.
Click on that. You see here it says speed is normal.
Oh, yes.
We click on that, and then we can go 1.5.
Okay.
So we can go really slow or really fast. And now, you listen to this.
during the next hour is to get a sketch of those top 6 headings. Yeah. The outline there, get your thinking around what the process is, and then you'll be able to pad it out in your own time. Really, really easy process. So, and you're used to writing. I get the sense that you're used to it.
Or you can do, if that's too fast, you can do 1.25. So that will get you through, and that will get you through an hour and a half in about an hour. And you can take notes. So you listen to this.
It'll organise your thoughts to funnel up into a direction. So the only thing for me is my physical handwriting. I've got this thing called Hand Estonia, and it slows down my writing process, which is a big pain. But
so when you want to do the settings, go to speed, click on that. That's normal. You can do 1.5 or 1.25.
Okay, 1.25 sounds good.
Okay. So just know, I'm just going to I'll pop that in here. It's my mum. Go. There's the video again.
All right. Thank you.
So listen to that. Let's get the PowerPoint back. Okay.
Well, thank you.
That's
I'll
right.
do that. I'll write it up as a Word thing and see how I can expand it without doing the values stuff in it.
If you want to do the values, you can. If you think that you need a bit more, but and again, it's your book. If you can find, and I'm really sure that you will find that you could pad it out, or you might make a decision to say, well, I'm going to leave it like this, just as a taster of the sorts of stuff, and then the values can be a separate thing. But again, it's entirely up to you. So if you think you can fit that, and then the values into a 10, 15 page document, well then try that. It's nothing set in concrete.
Okay. With regard to, I notice all your little pictures and everything, do we have to find those ourselves? And
Well, that's what I thought we were doing today, Sue. I thought because when you've written it up or when you've got it in a Word format, then we'll look through it. I can do a bit of an edit and I can make sure that the process follows what I teach.
Yes.
And then we can look for quotes, we can look for pictures. I can show you some sites where you can get royalty-free, good quality pictures from.
Yep.
And then I show you how to send it off to Fiverr and get a cover picture done. I might even show you, we might even play with doing it without going to Fiverr. So there's a little bit more that's got to happen in the process, but we need to have the base document first.
All right, I'll do that. I'll get onto that quickly, Adair, now that I'm feeling a bit better and
good. Yeah.
Thing.
So we just really, if I can just keep going through here as a refresher.
Yeah.
That we see the hand. That's just a overview on. I can't even remember what that was. Was that how to?
Don't know.
Marketing funnel, I reckon. Hang on. So that's going a bit slow.
Do we move on to the next one?
So this I think is just a thing that shows you whereabouts in the whole process the ebook fits. So
okay.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that, Sue?
Oh, sorry. I can just see the hand, and I'm not sure what that means.
So that's.
You're dropping out.
Okay.
Should we move on to number 4?
Can you see this now?
I can only see the hand with the...
Okay, no, it's slowing down for some reason. Okay. And you won't see it on the PowerPoint either.
What about moving on to number 4?
I would like to show you this slide because it shows you how. Let me show you something. Shows you how you fit.
I see.
Into. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So now you can. It looks a bit like ovaries, doesn't it? And a uterus. Yeah.
Oh, it's your mind, Adair.
No.
The vagina.
And then you get spat out the bottom here. There's your babies.
Yeah.
So what comes in the top is these are the free stuff that you give away.
Yeah.
So your ebook, webinars, templates, tools, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And you have your low cost workshops.
Yeah.
And then you have your mid-range cost workshops. And then your high cost workshops, which are your retreats and your one-on-one mentoring.
Yeah.
So according to Francesca and Nat Moy and Nat Dedman, for every 90 people that you get that hook in here, 30, around about 30 will filter down to the next level.
Yeah.
And then for every 30 that filter down to this level, 3 will come into your mid-range cost workshops.
Yes.
For every 3 people that are here, 1 is going to move on to be a high-end person.
Yeah, yeah.
So what we're focusing on with the ebook is up right at the top.
Yes, exactly.
So what you wanted to have a look at and keep in mind when you are doing your marketing, just remember that you're saying that you've got one happening, but there's not many people booked in. So to get 90 people to grab your ebook or your webinar, or to get, let's say 30 people to get at your workshop, or work backwards, you're going to have at least 90 people that are going to hook into a webinar grab your ebook, or see something of value that you've given them on Facebook or on another social media platform.
Yes, yeah. I see
To
what you mean.
get 90 people, you probably have to reach around about 900. So, hang on, no, you were the teacher. What's 1%?
1% of 90?
No, if it was that 9,000 or 900?
1% of 90?
No, that's 90 is 10% of 900, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you're looking at 9,000. So if you wanted to get, this is just about, it's around the rough guesstimate. I don't think there's any exact science, but just so that you know, it's not. If you want to get 100 people to download your ebook, you're going to have to reach 10,000 people at some point.
Yeah, incredible.
So it's so easy on Facebook. Don't let it freak you out, because, you know.
I haven't got about 200 and something followers, friends on Facebook so far.
But that's fine, and you will keep building that.
Yeah, I just keep adding people, even if I don't know them. But can you just tell me just one thing? I know it's not appropriate, but why do you say don't go on your news feed?
Because it kills your time. What else? Why don't you just look at what people are?
Oh yeah, and because all these people I don't know, and suddenly it's all about their home life, and I think, why have I got all these friends that I don't know?
There is value in that, but only for research. So if you're friending people that you don't know, and if you're doing it according to the House of Facebook and the stuff that I teach,
yeah,
you're wanting to take the pulse or the temperature of the people that are on your back veranda.
yeah.
Then you can go into the news feed and you can have a look, and you can see what things that are paining them. You can see what things that are pissing them off. You can see what things make them joyful. But you wouldn't, most people just go and they just scroll through mindlessly, and it's just a total waste of time.
Yeah, I don't like either.
And the other thing is, when you are friending people, if people you don't know send you friend requests, remember what I teach. You can see, are they your Rebeccas? Do they match their avatar? If they don't friend them.
No,
It'll be a waste of your time. Now, we went through that whole process to get you an avatar. Don't ignore Rebecca, because she's going to be your voice of truth.
Absolutely, and I've kept that in mind too.
Good.
And then one last thing. Last night I put up a whole lot of stuff about my last workshop and the next workshop, and it comes up about 3 times on my business page. Does that, I think it's sort of, I don't know how to get it down to one. The same images have come up 3 times. That happened last time.
Oh, I don't know. It might be a face bug. Did you do it from your phone or your iPad?
No, I did it from the computer, the desktop.
Did you? Yeah. I mean, it could be a matter of you clicking post 2 times and it comes up. Sometimes when I send a message and I click it, and it comes up, it sends 2 messages, and I don't know why that happens, but
I just didn't know how to delete them, because a couple of them don't have, when you go to the top little arrow on the right hand side, it doesn't give you that option to delete.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it sounds like a face bug.
Oh, what do you do about that? Nothing.
There's nothing you can do. Unless you want to write a letter of complaint to Mark Zuckerberg, but I don't think he'd give a rat's.
No, I don't want people bragging. It sounds like, oh yeah, I'm just so.
No, so people don't care.
All right.
And the other thing is, what they think is none of your business.
Yeah, often enough. All right, thank you.
All right, so let's just move on. If I can get this thing going, we'll go. So creating content, we've been through that. Picking a theme, write a headline, write a paragraph about what they'll get. So when you ask those questions for each one, you'll be, and I think from what we talked about, you've got that pretty much nailed in your your head. They're just checking the time here with what's your why? We talked about that.
We did, and I'm just trying to think. I know it's not your bio, but it's just remind me again, just quickly.
Okay, so your bio is at the bottom. You've got 2 bits of information about yourself. The one at the top is what drives you to help other people. What is it? And you could talk about, you could talk, if you chose to disclose about your marriage, there's nothing wrong with that. You could say, I'm here because I want to help. I know I didn't actually have that in my book.
No, I was thinking that.
But next time I would actually put it in there, because this is something that, you know how you take a concept and you see it and you can build on it?
Yes. Yeah.
This is what I'm doing with the concept of writing the ebook that I was taught, and then I'm building on it where I see that there's gaps, and I'm putting in some extra stuff because I think that's just the way I've seen it where it resonates with people. They've got to connect with you in a heart space first.
I know in my workshop, and I learnt to do that. That you don't do it first of all, but after a little way, you bring in your own story that reflects the pain of the people that you've attracted.
Yes.
So did that there, but whereabouts in the ebook do I do it? I know you say it's in step 4. Do I do it after each paragraph?
Okay, so if I just keep where have I got it? Write a headline, write a paragraph about what's in it for them, then what's your why?
Right, step 4, yeah.
Share your why.
After the paragraphs, yeah. Okay.
So now we were talking about the themes a bit earlier on. You said it was the keys to, or something that you...
Well, you see, unless I bring the values in, it's not really the keys. I was going to say, who do I think I am? And then as a subtitle, I was going to say, a journey of discovering your true self, something like that. So I know it's not a key in that way, or it could be, if I do include values, I could say the key to discovering yourself. When I did my workshop, I said, 3 keys to something, but it's sort of not, I can't say 3 keys because it actually isn't. It's a bit unusual what I'm doing.
Well, how many is it? Is it a secret, or is it elements, or is it?
It's actually, it is the process. It's a kind of, the grid, or the values grid, is the key to finding out more about who you truly are.
Okay, so.
But the others are questions. There are no answers to it. That's why I felt like I needed to bring the values in as
Okay. So, that's why it's probably a bit difficult to follow this process.
Yeah, because mine are like yours is, even though you may say it's slightly subjective.
Can I just ask, how many questions have you got there?
For 6.
So so step 1, pick a theme, and then it is, just run the title by me again, I'll write it down.
Did you say the title?
Who do you think you are?
Who do I think I am? A journey to discover, perhaps we won't say a journey, steps to discover your true self. But I know usually you put a number with the steps. Or,
okay.
Or a secret to discover.
I'm going to suggest that you go something like, who do I think I am? 6 questions to ask to discover your true self.
To ask.
Who do I think I am? 6 questions to ask to discover your true self. That way then you can unpack each of those questions.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, they're a good idea. But there's still no solution at the end, but hopefully I can bring in that it will be to do with your core values, but without unpacking them.
Well, the solution will be led to by the person who is reading it.
Yeah, so they make up their own minds about who they truly are.
Yeah. I don't think it's like, it's not there, you know, if you provide that structure and then they find out their own solutions.
Yeah, yeah. And one quick way of interest, I think, is to say to themselves 5 times, keep asking themselves, who am I? Who am I? Okay, I'm a mum. Who else am I? I'm a this. Am I that? I'm a that.
Yep.
You know.
Okay, so one of the points in that you would be actually giving them an activity to do.
Yeah.
Yep, cool. All right, so let's move on. So for each of those 6 steps, hang on. We're going back to step 2. You've got your headline and your paragraph. You said it was a bit thin, but that's cool. We won't go over it. Step 3,
No.
writing the paragraph about what's in it for them. So you said something about asking about a metaphor.
Oh yes. You said to bring in a metaphor, do you remember saying that?
Oh, I'd have to go back and look at the video again, but
I've got a metaphor, and another time I was going to have. Well, I was thinking, when this morning about a metaphor, and I thought perhaps, I could have the likeness of a tree, and leaves blow off and on, and they're all different things, and then but the roots are what are the core. But
yeah.
I hadn't expanded that in my mind, whether that's an accurate sort of thing.
That's a pretty cool metaphor, and that's actually, we use that at the end of the process, so that's cool.
You like that metaphor?
I do. I think that's great. So up here in step 3, we'll write a paragraph about what's in it for them. I will send you I'll send you this again in an email so you can go through it.
Okay.
I think
what would you say they will get from reading my ebook?
So what I want you to do is go back and have a look, because we go over this in that video that I sent you in the link.
All right.
So step 4, then this is where you put your why.
Yes.
And that's a really powerful stuff. It's not your bio, it's not what you've studied, it's not about your why.
Sort of like, because it's when I was questioning myself too, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Was rediscovering, trying to get on to study, did I have the confidence to study again? Am I can I be in the workforce? Am I this? Am I that?
And it's that your why is connecting to their pain points.
Yes.
So let's keep that in mind. Step 5 is like the table of contents. And that table of contents would be the 6 questions. That's all it is.
Yeah. And do I have to learn how to do Excel and things like that?
No.
Okay.
Just do it in a Word document. Just put it one by one down. Just list the questions. That's all you have to do. And then when you pad it out of it, you can put the page number if you want, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's more important that we get this out and published, because it could drag on and we don't want that.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
For yours, I think you'll put it in whatever logical sequence. Probably the way it flows is the way you've written them down is probably the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Then you unpack each step. So each question. So what you'll be doing, hang on, we'll go back, is you name each step. So you would have question 1 to ask yourself. And then you would say, for question 1, so tell me what's the first question that you asked?
Are you what you do?
Are you what you do? So you would say, question 1 to ask yourself, are you what you do? It's really important that you ask yourself this question because, and then you can do three things why that question is so important. And then you unpack that. And so it's only 3 short paragraphs.
3 things why you need to ask yourself that question?
Yes. And then you go through that with each of the questions. That's all you do.
So just going, is it in, so just going back, number 6, name each step. Are you, I've got, it's really important you ask yourself this question or these questions.
No, this question, you are focusing on one question at a time.
And just before that, you said, are you, questions you have to ask yourself? I can't remember what you said. So name each step, and then under that you say,
this is important because.
It's really
so
important.
you're gonna have to watch this video back again as well, Sue.
Yes, but you did say something, a good question. You said, are you,
I can't remember what I said.
you have to ask yourself.
We've got it recorded, so you can come back
That's okay.
And have a look. But it's probably because we went through this in the last one.
Yeah, okay.
So you can watch that one, and then you can watch this one, and then you can put them both together. Okay. So when you've done that, that's all you really need to do for now. Don't worry about here. Don't worry about a visual representation. Don't worry about the quote. Just do each question. Say this is important because, or it's critical to ask yourself this question because, and then 3 dot points, which are a bit of a paragraph or a few sentences about why it's so important. So that's the next step for you.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to stop the share.
All right.
And just double check that you're understanding what I'm asking.
Okay. So I go and listen, do the YouTube thing, look at this again, try and find the previous one and get it all down, because I need to still look at the actual order of it, because I've got the title, the heading, like an overview, the 6 questions, and then my why, then the table of contents.
Don't worry about the table of contents just yet. Just do, if all you do is the 6 questions and you say, here's question number 1, whatever that is. This is critical, or this is important that you ask yourself this question because, and then do 3 dot points. Each dot point you might write 2 or 3 sentences.
All right, 2
and then
or
you
3.
do question number 2. This question is really important because, and then you do 3 dot points. For each dot point, you write 2 or 3 sentences.
Okay, I hope I can find enough, stuff in my head to do it.
I think if you just trust that you know the right things that they're going to come out. With this stuff, you can write forever.
Yes.
Once you
It's
start.
probably the one I'm not as confident about it. Say if you said habits or self-esteem or all sorts of other things, a fear, I'm much better at all that than I feel as if I've steered, it was such a tiny part of my workshop that I didn't expand and I didn't do a lot of research. So that's
why are you choosing to write about it?
Well, I think because when you and I first chatted, I thought this was a lead. It's just an intro into, that's the ground, it's like the finding out about your whole self. It's about, that's how you start before you unlock your potential. You've got to kind of know who you are, I think. And then, you start to think, well, we are products of the belief systems of our parents, society. It's all the stuff that goes on in our lives, and then how to let go of the fears, how to let go of things to try and find who you truly are. But
You
perhaps I've
might bring some of the other stuff into it, but you won't expand on it, or you would touch on it, but you wouldn't expand on it.
No, I just wonder whether I've started at the top end in a way, because finding your true self is like the hardest part, isn't it? Whether or not I should have started with habits and things like that.
Well,
What do you
it's like,
think?
it's your, what I think makes, it's none of your business. It's what
I
you
know.
want.
I
It's
know.
what you want, and what your passion is to share. So if you've come this far down this path, you could do this, and then you could do a habits one.
Yes.
So if you do the tough one,
I feel, sorry, my passion, I suppose, is to make people believe in themselves, and
yeah,
that's what students always said. That's the thing that they get the most out with me, that I kind of make them feel like they can do anything, you know, in this world. And but then along the way, of course, you're helping them with their habits, you're helping them with everything else. But I'll do this, and just see. And if I think, oh look, this just isn't working, I'll, you know, just have to change track a bit. But
I would say go through the process, because once you've done the whole process once, you'll be able to apply that process to 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 50 ebooks if you want to.
Yeah, that's true.
So even if you say, all right, well, this is, I'm not happy by a long shot with mine, and then I'm thinking, do I really want to go back and redo it? And I thought, well, it's got enough information that it's going to be good for what I created it for, and I will continue to give it out. I'm not happy with it, but I'm going to go with it. And then I'll put, I've got the big book coming, and I'm going to create other ebooks as well, and checklists and all that sort of stuff.
Because I've got a checklist thing, you know, about why, you know, they have to give themselves a score out of 10 about how, when they find their top values, they have to see how closely am I living according to that value out of 10.
Yeah.
So if success number 1,
yeah,
but you find yourself achieving, you know, you might be saying that 6 out of 10, or what are the things, then you expand on that, what are the things that are stopping you from getting there.
yeah.
But my coaching friend in Sydney, and we talk every week, and she's fantastic, and she said, why don't you simplify it for yourself? And I think you might think she's not realizing the purpose of it, but she said, why don't you just follow after every workshop, that becomes the next ebook, because that's actually what you're teaching people. And I think, well, I could do half of that. That's why half of that workshop was about who am I and their values. The second half was all about habits and beliefs. That could be another ebook.
Yeah.
So
well, she's good. I think she's onto a thing there, and then you can break that down further and write blogs, and you can do videos about it and all sorts of stuff. But let's get this one done first.
Yes, I'm in. I will.
One thing at a time, because it can get so overwhelming. But it is, you just, if you just schedule out a couple of hours, go over that video, listen to it on 1.5 speed, take the notes, and then put them on a Word document. Just remember, you're only focusing on the 6 questions. And each question, you do what the question is, why it's important, and 3 dot points. That's all you have to do. Don't think about anything else. Okay?
Promise.
Right. Then, when you've got something on a Word document, you can send it through to me, and I'll have a look at it. And then we'll make a time to do the next steps.
Have I got your email?
You would have. I'll send it to, I can't minimise Zoom while I'm on. I'm not sharing the screen, am I? Let me see. Oh, that's our time.
Yeah.
Let me see. What is? I'm pretty sure because you're on my mailing list.
Yes, that should be fine. Then I wasn't sure if it was a different email address or something.
I've got
But,
several.
yeah, that's what I thought.
But you can upload it in, or maybe if you do it on your computer, you can, because you work by email predominantly, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just send you, while we're here, let me just send you the, so Sue Matthew at internode.on.net,
Yeah.
and
I just look at you.
pardon?
You're so fast. You don't even have to look at the keys.
Oh, I tell you what, going to uni, it was that forced me to learn how to touch type because it was so painfully slow looking at the keys and going. And I just, out of sheer frustration, I decided that I was going to teach myself how to type.